rip it off, stick it
Oh, has it got a sticker on it?
Yeah.
Carefully, go right on the wall.
Okay, again, I know that word, so let's try see if somebody else got one. That's a bat, isn't it? Is it a bat? Okay, pronounce it for me one more time. Naji Budakanich. Okay, Naji Budakanich. Edge. So, like if you learn the orthography and it starts to come where you'll be able to write words that you have no idea what they mean, right? And now that might not be all that useful in conversation, but it's useful to your learning process. Try another one. Give me a really hard one. Anybody? Okay, I like that. I've never heard that before. One more time, sir. West Go. West Go. Ho. And last. Quick.
Quick.
And Lo.
Put it underneath.
Well, now say that one more time to me, because I'm not sure if I got all the long vowels in there, or if there's any. That sounds to me, Wesco sounds like a long.
Coming towards you in the water.
Oh,
I don't know, I'm just
that's what it means?
just guessing.
Okay, so that is a long vowel there, the O that I was hearing, right? Okay, anyway, this is just simply to demonstrate that you can, after you know your alphabet, you can actually write words that you don't
What does
understand.
that mean?
I believe he said it was coming towards you in the water. Is it? Is that what the meaning is? Approaching somebody in the water? Swim toward. Uh-huh. Awesome. So, does everybody know how to set up their favorites before I move on a web browser? Okay? I'm just going to do one here. Suppose that this MSN page was one that I wanted to save. I just need to go over here.
We're not just the area here.
Ah.
Close your presentation.
Okay.
And then
Okay. Where's my cursor?
My biggest fear.
if you get a oh yeah.
I can't even find my cursor. Oh no, that's not good. Uh-oh. Okay, anyway. Here is the favorites button right over here. You just add it to whichever folder you want. What's so funny, guys? I didn't see it.
Maybe the picture you had up before.
Oh.
Somebody taking a picture of without a shirt on. What were you doing?
That was for my weight loss. Thank you.
For the hiring committee.
Oh, yes. I just felt it was important that you see all of me. Oh my. Okay, so anyway, the favorites button is right here. I'm going to save this in Mingmao, and that's done. So now the next time that I want to find a word quickly, I just go there and my new link is down there. Okay? So, back to the presentation. I hope. I skipped some slides. Okay, so the next resource that I want to bring to your attention is First Nations Help Desk. So here we go. I hope this will come up every time that I switch. But I'm scared. Wigwadasi.
That was your nutrition body.
Ah, yes.
See, you have a nutritionist, really,
So, here is Aboriginal Language Incentive. So, has everybody been to this page before?
Yeah.
With the posters and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So, when you find a new website that you're going to use, add that to your favorites, and then you got them all in one place. Somebody, you got a question in your mind, where am I going to find this word? Bang, you try that one, didn't work. Bang, you try that one, and didn't work. And by grouping all your resources in one place, you're gonna be a lot less frustrated.
Can you do it one more time just to show us how to?
Yep, so I'm going to re-bookmark this one that's already in there, but it's up here, and this is Chrome that I'm using.
Oh, it's bookmarking,
Yeah,
okay.
bookmark.
Oh, yeah.
So, right
I
there,
thought he said it was on.
and then it'll ask you if you want to put a folder in there, add it to Mi'kmaq,
Yeah,
and you can also go in and create folders,
yeah,
extra folders from there, okay?
okay.
So, now, cancel that one. And hopefully not pop my bod back up again. And, okay, the next one that I want to talk about is First Voices. And the reason that I'm bringing these particular websites to your attention is because they all have very, very rich databases of sound files, okay? And I'll show you, which one? PowerPoint. So, Mi'kmaq, First Voices. Okay, and they have down here words and where are we? Right here, learn our language. In there, they have words, phrases, okay? And what you do is start off with the words, which is much simpler. Play the word.
Listen.
Finally, somebody's talking to you, right? So, Agusin. And then when you get a little bit more advanced and you want to practice, where did that go? How that happened? First voices. Learn our language and phrases. There we go. Now we're getting into 3 and 4 words, and so I'll just play one more for a laugh here. Okay. So, very valuable resource. What I'll do is anybody who wants to get a list of these from me, I'll just email my list to you afterwards. Okay? Now. I'm going to hand out my cards at the end of it, and I will see that.
Shirtless guy.
Shirtless guy, yeah. That was his interview.
See, I told you, I would have been way more prepared if it wasn't for the interview. We'll just make sure that doesn't happen.
Hired.
Okay, and back to the slideshow. Want that? I really should have brought a mouse with me. Slideshow. To there. If you wanted to see it again. So, Soundfile Games. This is where it gets kind of interactive. What you need to do is find another partner that you're going to sit across from you, and I'll play you a sound file. You try and guess what it is, and then you play one for me, and we just keep on doing this to get the sound into the ears, kind of thing, right? But this can be done remotely too. I do it. Sorry, I keep speaking in the present with my ex-girlfriend. I used to do this with my ex-girlfriend a lot. Becky, you're using my English against me now. But anyway, cell phone. You call them up. Each person has a computer online. You put the receiver in close to the thing. You play the sound file for them. They guess, and you don't even have to be in the same country. You can be in Japan to play with somebody with this, right? So I really know where you can find the sound files, and then use them with other people. There'll be times that you'll just sit down and listen to them yourself and get something out of it. But it's better if you don't know what's coming at you, right? It's terrifying in real life, but I always say if you ask me one thing at a time, I'm probably going to understand you. But as soon as you get into that third question and the storytelling kind of, that's where it really, there's a translation still going on in my head. And when I learned to speak French, it happened like overnight, bang. I started to dream in French. I wasn't translating anymore in French. I was just speaking French. And that will come eventually. But yeah, it was really weird. My mother, my father, everybody in my community spoke French in my dreams. And I suspect that that's coming for me and Ming-Mao eventually. I hope so. Jesus, I hope I don't hit that. Okay, stay on the PowerPoint, Dean. That'll be safe. Okay, so find a partner. Find one partner. Better yet, find a group that will get together with you once a week and practice this stuff. It's some people I've heard say that it'll come to me eventually. It'll come to me eventually, but it doesn't. For adults, I don't think it works that way. If you're a child, yeah, it'll eventually sink in and stuff like that. But for an adult, you really got to put the effort in, and you really need some other people to help you out with it. So that's the word files game. And if somebody was to contact me next week and say that they started playing word files, I would be so happy, because this is the best thing that you could possibly do. Because if it's just you and another learner trying to say words, they might not be coming out correctly, and you might be wasting time learning different sounds, right? So in the beginning, until you reach a certain level of speaking, hearing these sound files are very, very important. Now, the next thing is sending voice messages on Facebook Messenger. Has everybody tried this before? Pretty much? So, it's very simple. I wish I could put it up on my screen for you. But when you start a conversation in Facebook Messenger, there's 4 little blocks down in the side, 4 circles in the form of a square. You hit that, and what pops up is a big red button for recording. And you hit record, you speak, and you release, and the message goes off to the other person. And this is where I'm getting a lot of help from people. It's just like having them there with you, really, but it's 1 sentence at a time usually too, right? Small chunks. Okay? 305, we're doing fine. I was gonna try and get somebody to send me a live sound file so that I could demonstrate, but everybody's either here or busy. So, did anybody wanna look through their phones and try and just locate that while I'm here? Before I move on, you got it? Awesome, send me a voice file. Anytime. Everybody got that?
No, you don't. Where's your text?
I'd like everybody that's trying to find it before I move on. Is
Put
there-
it up for text.
Facebook message.
Are you? I'm not trying to be native. There, if you wanted any help.
So I can call and text my kids, that's all I need.
That's Android, is it?
It's in Android.
It's in the Android too, guys? I don't know personally.
It's in every version.
It's there? Okay, perfect. So do this with other people that are trying to learn. Okay?
Right? Send her messages. She has 2 new ones now.
After you've done everything you possibly can, you've learned how to read, you're getting pretty good at writing, you're exchanging voice clips. I hate to say it, but in order to be finally fluent, I believe that a period of immersion is going to be absolutely necessary. So everything that I said before this is about motivating you guys to do all the work that you can until that time that you're able to go and spend a little bit of time with a fluent speaker. Okay? The place that I was staying before I moved into Escazone with Tuma Young, he refused to speak English to me. That's the way to learn. I've sat there for an hour, 2 hours, looking at him across the table. Yeah. Yeah. I think I got it. I think I do. But the final step to all of this is to go and spend a bit of time with a fluent speaker on a daily basis, okay? And make that network as wide as you can. Did you want to come in? What? No. I was struggling just to come up with Pisqua. Pisqua. Okay. So, and as I think I said earlier, I was trying to get into the immersion program, or the mentor and apprenticeship program that the MK has, and they weren't taking any applications from Newfoundland, so I moved here. And I missed the deadline for that, so I decided to stay anyway. So, look into the mentorship apprenticeship program right now. If you're serious about this, it might not come around to you until next year, but that can be your ticket to not being poor while you're learning, because there's actually a stipend involved with it, $20 an hour for the teacher and for the student, and you spend 300 hours together, whether that's over 6 weeks or you can space it out over the course of a year. But if they'll still accept me afterwards, I'm still going to do it. But yeah, and when you got a chance, if you live close enough to fluent speakers, then take that Saturday trip down the road and try and spend a little bit of time being confused. Because the more often that you're confused, the more you're going to learn. Okay? Let's see what I'm doing here. So, Barbara sent me a voice message. Let's see what Barbara got to say. She likes what I'm saying. You're being pretty funny. Keep on speaking Mi'kmaq. And so, in conclusion, it doesn't just go into your skin. It doesn't just sink in. Amuchpa, aluwadi. We need to work at this every day. Put a little bit of time. Usually I take my where's it to? This is my Bible now. I go to bed with her every night. But there seems to be a couple of things that I've missed there.
Yeah, I opened it online, I have it.
I didn't make it into my presentation, but this, if you're going to order it, order the digital version, okay? Don't get the paper version, or get both, but at least get the digital version, because, oh, that was something that's big time missing from my, when you, big time, oh, please don't show up. So here's my digital version of this right here, okay? If I want to search, and this works with every web page, it works with the lexicon, it works with anything that's online. Control F. Sleep. I
No,
just
it's
pick.
not on there.
No?
No.
Oh no, you're not gonna make me go through that.
One more time. Just wait, we'll get our cameras ready.
Oh, okay, can you see it now? No? I'm not gonna close it. Escape. That's maybe. Nope. That's hilarious. Well, you know what? I was hoping to have a few more jokes. It kind of worked out. So anyway, Control F on any website, in any document, PDFs, Word files, Excel files, whatever. I'm going to do a random word here, see what it comes up with me for. It didn't work. Let's say, somebody give me an English word.
Morning.
Morning. There you go. So it goes through this book for you. You don't have to go searching for it and getting pissed off. I know, I've seen that before. I know. The computer will do the work for you, okay?
What is it again? F?
Control and F.
Control F is to find. That's what it means.
Find,
Yeah.
that's what it stands for, find. And it works with every kind of document.
What's the website for this?
This website right here, this is my purchased version of the book.
Through Amazon or?
What's that? I got it off of the UCCB publishers page, I think.
Yeah.
If you go to UCCB library, CBU. UCCB, Gizigo, huh? UCCB. It's always gonna be UCCB. Okay. Just before I close up, the name of the book is the Mi'kmaq Grammar of Father Pacific. Now, be forewarned, there's a lot of stuff in here that's old Mi'kmaq, and I found a lot of things you need to test it. If you find something that you want to memorize and say and use in the future, don't memorize it, don't learn it until you've seen it, if it's used in that area. So a lot of this stuff in here is not used in Eskasoni and Unamani. But it is for conjugating verbs, Magisi, magician, magician, magisi, magisiac, magisio, magisijik, magisulti, magisulti, magisultiac, magisultio, magisultijik. Learning how to do all those all those conjugations, everything is in here. Past, future, conditional. I didn't know it, but usually when you use the word if or when in Mi'kmaq, it's not a separate word. It changes the end of the word. So that's something to be aware of. I keep looking for these English kind of, if I do this, if I do that, and try to construct an English way, and it doesn't work. Collect everything you can that's written in Mi'kmaq. Okay? It's going to help you learn in the long run. After you've read something 10 times, you know, you don't want to do it anymore. So the TLE, Resource Center, the girls down there are awesome. They share everything that they've got with me. And I'm a pest to a lot of people. But in the end, if your heart is in it, then they will reciprocate. There's some storybooks that are out there,
Yeah.
available through the MK. Make up your own learning resources. Kohoinet, Dazigo, Dalamu. Simple things like what color is it and how many of them are there. Okay? Make up cards for your alphabet. Going through the vowels. Your long vowels. Your consonants. Diphthongs. AY. I. A. Ow. Okay? And glides, your two consonant combinations. So those are your vowels, your consonants, your diphthongs and glides. Make these up, and so you can practice them with other people. I think I'm getting close to time there. The last thing, this is my newest creation. I really want to play this with somebody right after this. What I've done is I took a sample from a book. I wrote out all the Mi'kmaq letters, and I took a sample from the book, and every time that a letter came up, I check it off. So after I was finished the whole book, I had a good idea of what's the most common letters, and so your most common letters get a low value, and there's more of them, okay? I put two sets of Scrabble together, and you just flip the tile over and mark the Mi'kmaq letters on them, okay? And I've got it all worked out, so you don't need to go through the process that I did. You just email me, and I'll tell you how many long A's to make, how many long O's to make, how many Q's to make, and that sort of thing, okay?
That's cool.
One more dangerous trip back to the presentation. There we go. Okay, so Walalio Dantel Jixtuyo. Thank you very much for listening. With who? Anua? Does anybody have any questions? Yeah? No? Okay, sure.
How do you're from Newfoundland, right? Have there been any speakers there?
There's none.
Okay.
The last one in my community died 45 years ago. The last one in Conn River died about 5 years ago. So, I'm on a mission.
Yeah. I guess the thing is like where I'm from in Maine, there's not a lot of people. There's no passion. The passion is slowly dying, and the young ones, they don't see the value.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the value for me, I don't have any delusions that my community is going to be a Mi'kmaq speaking community in the future. That's not on my goal list. My goal is to be able to spend time in Unamagi and Mistugush and El Siboktuk and be able to contact with elders. Along the way though, I want to make sure that there's somebody 20 years younger than me that learns at least as much as me before I go. So I think it's still valuable. Whether it's awesome when I meet people in Newfoundland and I say Medawalin and they say back to me, oh wale garukio, and we have that 3 or 4 sentence exchange, and everybody's looking and saying, what in the God are those? That makes me happy. Dead on. Thank you very much for coming, Becky. I think we had one more question back there.
They're drawing it usually at 3. Or,
I just want to say it
oh, I don't know what time
before
actually.
we go on. Why don't we just
I have no idea.
with
I shouldn't follow what I say.